Hey everybody, Darla here, and I'm excited to bring you this interview tonight. And I want to tell you what it's about up front, so it'll give you the desire to want to stick around and listen to the whole thing. But I'm going to interview a good friend of mine who I've been working with for a little bit over a year now. And you're going to hear his story about how he started out having his worst year in business that he had had in 30 years to now breaking records in his business, and how 1 year later he's been able to double his best year that he's ever had in 30 years. So if that's of interest to you, if you work with customers or you deal with any type of sales and you need to figure out how to increase your customer base, you're going to want to stick around and hear this story, because anybody and everybody, and those are exacts, that does what he did can get what he's got. It's been proven over and over and over again. And I'll tell you right now that I have a 100% success rate with every single one of these people that have done what he's done and didn't quit along the way when they got to that little place that you get where you fear that you think it's not working. And we're going to cover that with John as well. So John, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Darla.
Awesome. I would love it if you could just paint a little bit of a story. First of all, I call John my friend because we've become great friends now. But when we started, he was just a client, like most of your clients are when they get started before you become great friends from doing business together. So we got started in July. And John, if you just tell everyone a little bit of backstory on yourself. What's your business? What do you do? Where are you at?
Okay, I've been in the motorcycle industry for 31 years now. I started when I was 23 years old. I've been an independent rep. I've worked for a major distributor. I've been a national sales manager for an apparel company. I was a parts manager at a dealership for a while, and now I'm back being an independent rep again. So I kind of come full circle in the repping department. And in the long run, we're going to get to that. But that's how I ended up hooking up with you again. We'll get there.
Excellent. Now, when you found me and gave me that call, where was your business at? Where were you at during that time?
It was July last year, and here in Florida, you know, our motorcycle season is kind of the opposite of everybody else. Summertime here is our winter everywhere else, meaning it's the slowest time of the year for us. So July was looking pretty ugly last year, and I've always been following Darla. So here's the backstory. So I've been following Darla through the years, you know, through another business that we'd had. And I know Darla's always done well, so she's always on Facebook, you know, in these exotic places. And I was in that low spot of my life, and I'm like, here's Darla in some island. All right, Darla, where are you at? Click on it and see what happens and listen to it. And I just basically messaged her and said, Darla, we need to talk. And that's kind of what started it.
Yeah, we need to talk. And I asked John, I remember asking John the story if he was ready to give up his business or if he still believed in it and wanted to so-called save it. And he knew that he was facing some tough times ahead of him. And I know that I can save a business as well as I can double a business and triple a business and increase business of any kind. Anybody that deals with a customer, a transaction, anybody under that umbrella is a business, and that's where my forte is. And so basically I just took my methodology that I did in my salons 30 years ago, where I grew my salon base to 16,000 clients, brought it to the modern world with this system, and did what I say was impossible that's possible today. And the reason why is because of technology. Technology has changed what we're able to do in today's world. And so a lot of you may or may not know that I'm with a relationship marketing company. And I built my business on appreciation and gratitude marketing. And so that's what this is. And so I said to John, I said, if you'll trust me and you'll do what I say and you don't quit along the way, you'll have the results. And he did. And he got started in July. And I remember in October and November, it was time to come around for Thanksgiving. And he was a little leery and a little nervous. He wasn't sure if it was working. He'd been spending a lot of money for him at the time. Do you by any chance remember, John, how much your campaigns were running in the beginning? Like what you were spending in the beginning?
They're at least a couple $100 a month.
So he was spending a couple $100 a month, and he wasn't seeing any results yet. And this is what happens with most people, because when it comes to feeding your gratitude pipeline, it takes time, because you have to get yourself from here to here. And most people, they stop when they get right about here, and they don't realize that right here is next. So John, share what happened in December. What were your numbers in December?
Well, December also was a major campaign that I did. It was Christmas time, so we sent out Christmas cards, and I included brownies with all of those. So I literally needed to fix my truck, and I had a choice of fixing my truck, or I literally spent $1,700 on sending out Christmas cards and Christmas gifts. So it was a major expense going into Christmas at the end of the year. And needless to say, it paid off.
What were your numbers? What did you come in at the numbers at the end of that year for your business?
That last year ended up being the best year I've had in 31 years in the industry. Yep. The most income I've made yet.
And didn't you start out this whole thing $50,000 or something like that in the hole?
That's this year. So in September, keeping in mind, so I had my best year ever, and in September I lost my biggest line. So and I'm straight commission. So I lost my biggest line in September. So the last 4 months of the year, I didn't have that income coming in from that income stream, so it had to come from somewhere else. And I truly believe, the cards really helped pave the way for that.
And did that business drop you or go out of business? Did that line drop you?
No, they dropped. They went from using independent reps to going through a distributor. So they dropped me. So They dropped all the reps. I mean, all us reps lost that line. I wasn't the top guy, but I was in the top 4 or 5, and lost that line. And at the end of the year, there's a couple more lines that I gave up. So going into 2018, I literally started, you look at the income that I had from last year from those 3 lines, I started $50,000 in the hole. So I'm starting from negative 50,000 January 1 of this year.
Yeah. Okay. Now I believe it was April. Was it April when you made that last minute decision to go to the Promptings Academy?
No, well, it was February we were thinking about it and working on it. I paid for it in February or March, and I think it was January. I really did it because you got me the interview with Cody. that was an amazing deal, getting to sit there and talk to Cody from my truck with about the business and what cards has done for me, and which then also got me to watch a couple more Cody's videos. And again, that's kind of where we're going with and where we're going to lead into here.
Yes. When you went to this event, it was a last minute thing. You went to this event and Cody talked about I want you to talk about that and what you did with that.
He basically says, if you 10T, I guarantee you will 2B. And he explains that as if you give out 10 personal touches in a year, I guarantee you'll double your business. It's proven. It'll happen. And I'm thinking to myself, I got nothing to lose. I'm 6 months into this. Let's keep trying and see where it goes. And it's now August. And if you consider I was 50 grand in the hole when I started, by the time this year is over, I guess I probably would have more like tripled instead of doubled.
That's what I wanted you guys to hear. So he came back and said that was 6 months into his journey of this 1 year progress report that we're doing right now. And he listens to somebody talk about how if you'll touch your clients 10 times in the year, you will double your business. And he has tripled his business. And I'm telling you guys, it works. And the reason why is because people forget about you. They don't remember you. They don't think about you. And when you can get from your head to your heart and in your heart and talk about some of the cards the campaigns that you've sent, John.
Starting at Christmas, I guess I realized that, I sent a very humorous Christmas card, and I got more response off of that one. There was still a thank you that went with it, but the pictures and stuff on it were humorous, pulled memes off the internet, and just, because that's really who I am. And then I love telling jokes and love, one-liners with people. And I think everybody started realizing that was my personality. When I got the response at Christmas, I'm like, all right, every single card has got to have some type of humor in it, be it the front of the card or the inside of the card. Besides being the serious, thank you very much, I appreciate you. There was always some humor mixed into it. So yeah, it started with Christmas with the humor cards. And Darla, you've got a couple of them too, so you know which ones I'm talking about.
Yeah. I just got one the other day. So here's the thing, you guys, is that John started with gratitude and appreciation. which releases this feeling, this dopamine inside of, wow, gratitude and appreciation. But when he added the humor, he now not only showed gratitude, but he released another sense. He released laughter. When you can release laughter, you're tapping into another level of emotion. And that's what people want to be a part of and want to be attracted to. Now, John, in any of these cards, did you ever say, I need referrals and I want your business and anything like that? Were you ever selling anything in these cards?
Not referrals. I mean, just, I told them how much I appreciate them, and I did thank them for the business. I mean, that's about it.
That's
but never asking.
You never sold anything, meaning like buy this helmet or anything like that?
No specials, no promos, no nothing. I was told, do not do that.
Yes.
And I've even watched Cody doing his videos with this one couple, and they were putting in coupons and stuff with their deal. And how long have you been doing it? It's about 6 months. And what are you getting results? It's not really. And Cody said, stop doing that. He said, I'm just going to tell you in advance, stop doing that. Just tell them, thank you. I appreciate your business. Change that and go to that schedule for 6 months. And I want you to come back to me and tell me what happened. And
yes.
So I haven't heard the results yet from that one, but I'm sure I know what the results are.
Yes, exactly. And so I remember when we started working together, you were a little confused about that. What do you mean? Don't put in there that I want referrals and that I need business? And nope, don't do it. And the reason why is because traditional business is about marketing. It's about, I need your business. Here's a coupon, 10% off if you come in. We appreciate your referrals. And that's the common methodology that the traditional world has been programmed to do. Nobody prints a billboard that just says, I appreciate you. That's it. Nobody does that. It's
Nope.
some type of sales. And so that is, people don't like to be pitched or sold. They don't. They like to be appreciated. And when you appreciate people, you'll never have to ever ask for business, ever. It will come flooding your way. Now, John, through all of this, did you change anything else as far as advertising or marketing or anything? Anything?
No.
Did you add anything else?
Mm-mm.
This is it. That's
the
all
only thing I'm doing. That's it. I mean, I send one card a month to all my top 100, 120 accounts.
Okay, awesome. Now let's share this. I know that you always had a dream of having the Harley-Davidson account as one of your accounts. And so
right.
Now you have the Harley-Davidson account. And how did you get it?
I started out with a special card. That was a little more promotional. That was, going after saying, I'd like to get some of your time and, and show them how I can be more profitable line than what they have, and included it with brownies. So
and you used to try and get appointments with them for a long time, right?
Right.
And they wouldn't give you the time of day.
Not hardly. No. So it did.
There's the key right there is the card and the brownies got past the gatekeeper.
Yeah, and I've got one account. I got 4 more we're working on in the next 2 months. So it slowly but surely we'll get a couple more, and because they're solid accounts. Once you get them,
tell everyone how they treated you when you walked in after you sent the card and brownies.
Yeah, it was funny because the very first one I went to, I get there and there's always the motor clothes manager who you're looking for, and I get there and I'm asking for the gal, and she says, "Oh, she's not here." Like, shoot. I was really hoping to see her this time. I said, I sent her a little something last week, and the lady at the front desk, she goes, "Are you the one that sent the brownies?" I said, "Yeah, I'm the one that sent the brownies." So we sit there and start talking for a while. So it was kind of cool. So it turned from a cold call into a warm call at least. And ever since then, the ladies at least give me the time of day, and we've done some presentations. So we're getting closer, and it's just timing. So yeah, now we're getting ready to get into our season again. So I'm seeing her actually tomorrow. So it's tomorrow morning for my next appointment with her.
Excellent. Awesome. And do you have any other card stories or anything you want to share of how a card did something, or how you use your cards to do certain things other than your campaigns and your single sends, your heartfelts?
The best one still to this day, and then they talk about, you really, when you get started, is sending out heartfelt cards to people that need it, people you haven't talked to maybe in years. And I use this on my video with Cody because it still hits home every time I think about it. It's the card I sent to my dad. My dad's in his mid-70s. I'm in my mid-50s. And we've always had a good relationship, but it's not a real touchy-feely, friendly, just, say, hey, how you doing? For a while there was mostly handshakes, and we've slowly broke him into hugs, at least when you meet him. So he's getting over that. He's never was a big hugger kind of guy. So I sent him a card and basically telling him about how much I loved him and I thanked him for everything he did. And he's remarried, so his new wife of 25 years. And I even personally thanked her in the card too for, taking care of my dad and how much I appreciate her food, because she stuffs you till you die out there. Good Lord. And so when you send it with brownies, you get tracking, so you know when it's been delivered. And about 3 days after he got them, I get a phone call from my dad, and I've never heard my dad so emotional in my life. And that's pretty much what I told Cody. I said, you know what? I said, if I got nothing else out of this entire thing to get that kind of emotion out of my dad,
yeah,
it was worth it. It was worth it.
That's awesome. Well, John, thank you so much. I appreciate you trusting and fighting through those stages where you thought it might not be working. And I know now there's nothing that can take this out of you and away from you now.
No, it's fun. It's just fun sending single cards to friends and stuff, when something's going on. Just have some fun with it.
Yep. Awesome. All right, everybody. I hope that brought you some vision. If you're in sales or you're in business of any kind and you need a bigger bottom line or more customers or be able to grow your network base, it doesn't matter what business you're in. You can even be in another network marketing company. Relationships matter. And I tell people all the time, work harder on your relationships than you do on making money, because time and money are worthless if you don't have anybody to spend it with and share it with. All right, you guys. Thanks, John.
You bet, Darrell. Thank you. Take care.